lovely young liberal chairlady from Yamacraw. Honorable Leader and Mrs. Christie, Honorable Deputy Leader and Mrs. Davis, Mr. Chairman, Honorable Members of the House of Assembly, candidates, my sisters and brothers in the greatest party that this country ever seen. I would like to thank the organizers of this function that we're having, draw up, whatever you call it, for taking the chance to invite me to speak this evening. I want you to know that I became a member of this organization 55 years ago. On the 8th day of June 1956, I became an official member of the Progressive Liberal Party. So you think I know a little bit about the PLP? My sisters and brothers, Mr. Leader, like I said, it's good to see you, sir. I trust you enjoyed my mento on Sunday. I want to say that our country is in crisis. Our people are suffering. Our future looks so dark right now. Many are beginning to wonder whether we even have a future. Things are bad. Really bad up there. And it's bad all over the country. Wherever you go, New Providence, in Grand Bahama, and throughout the Family Islands, is a sad and sorry trail of misery runs from one end of our archipelago to the next. What a shame. Everything the PLP, everything that we in the PLP fought for in the 50s, everything that we in the PLP sacrificed for in the 60s, everything my good husband led the way in building in the 70s and in the 80s, everything, all of it is now in danger of being lost forever. The only thing I'm glad about is that Sir Lyndon is not around to see what is happening. He loved his country. He loved his people. He gave so much of himself to the building of this country into a new nation of great promise. I know how heartbroken he would be if he could see what we have fallen to. You know, people like to talk about Pindling. And some of the same people don't always say nice things about the father of our nation. But that's okay, because that's all part of the freedoms Pindling fought for. He fought for the right of all Bahamians. He fought for Bahamians, like I said, all Bahamians, to speak up and to speak out. So for me, it's okay. Even now, after all these years after his death, there are still some people who want to take Pindling to task on the airwaves and in front of print media and on other public platforms. But that is okay. That's the legacy of freedom that we all cherish. But I want to remind those same people that I want to remind those same people out there who can't seem to help talking ill of Sir Lyndon. I want to remind them tonight that freedom of expression is a two-way street. And I have a right to speak too. And so do you, fellow PLPs. And it is high time that we start answering back. So the next time you hear someone talking bad about Lyndon Oscar Pindling, you tell them there's something they need to remember. Tell them they need to remember that when Pindling was around, they slept a whole lot better than they're sleeping today. They didn't live in terror and fear the way they live today. And tell them that when Pindling was in charge, they had money in their pocket and food on the table. They not only had a job, if they wanted, they could have had two. And they were good, well-paying jobs. Jobs that allowed you to work all year round, 5, even 6 full days a week. And at the end of every week, there was a nice fat paycheck waiting for you. And if you were too young to work back then, all you had to do was to stay in school and study hard. And you would be assured of a government scholarship to go off to college of your choice abroad. And when you got back, there would be a good job waiting for you. Peace in the land, personal security, personal prosperity for all Bahamians. That was the order of the day under Pindling. That's what these same people who like to criticize Pindling seem to forget. They never had it so good when Pindling was in power. Ask them what they have today. And that leads me to this important challenge I really need to underscore tonight. As PLPs, we have to stop letting people get away with so many lies and foolishness. We need to stop letting people rewrite history while we stay quiet and do nothing about it. We need to stand up and speak out. We need to set these people straight and keep them straight. When we catch someone telling lies about us, about our leaders, past and present, we need to stand up and speak out. And that leads me to another important point, and that is, we don't need any weak-kneed PLPs. You understand what I'm saying? We don't need any weak-kneed. Clarence Bain used to say weak-kneed apologetic. We don't need any weak-kneed PLPs, and we don't need any sunshine soldiers. We need brave warriors, Amazons of vision. We need warriors for truth and justice. That's what we need. That's the spirit that took us to the mountaintop in 1967. And that's the spirit we are going to need if we want to get back up to the mountaintop in 2012. Believe you me, there is no other way. If you think it's going to drop in your lap, you have a big surprise coming. And that's how if that's how you think this thing goes, you might as well spend the next, well, do you want to spend the next 5 years in the wilderness? Can you afford for that to happen? Can you afford 5 more years of being in opposition? Can you and your family take this suffering you're going through now for 5 more years? Well, in that case, PLPs, you need to step up their game. PLPs need to stand tall and proud. We need PLPs who know their history and not bashful about something or bashful about reminding people of that history. Let me tell you something like the Baptists say. The PLP, we have a rich past, an exciting present, and a glorious future. We have nothing to be ashamed of. And it's not just about Pindling's legacy we need to remind people about. It's about the Christie legacy. We have to get out there and remind the people that the Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie did not leave this nation in crime crisis we are in today. Perry Christie did not leave this nation in the economic mess that we're in today. No, when Christie was in power, the economy was booming and the crime was not nearly as bad as it has gotten in the last 4 years. So we need to get out there and get our message out.